Let's take a quick look at the WrestleDream card of what we have now that we are just days out from the pay-per-view. We are up to 10 matches from the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, and we have got, I think we're assuming Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. is your main event. It'd be hard to imagine anything else closing the show.
I mean, without a title match and with this being on all the posters, I'm pretty certain this would be.
And I assume you see Danielson winning the main event?
Yes.
I think he should be winning all of these matches up until I could see him losing to Okada at the Tokyo Dome, but I don't think he should be losing until then, at least. So
agreed.
My thought. Ricky Starks and Wheeler Yuta, which was added tonight.
Yeah.
Then we have MJF defending the ROH tag titles in a handicap match against Dutch and Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
Is this on 0 Hour or is this on the pay-per-view?
I'm pretty sure this will be on the pay-per-view. I'll say, to me, like, I'm a bit more interested now that it's a handicap match versus, this being a pretty basic, tag title defense. I could see a title change, or I
would not be having MJF lose to these guys at all.
Okay, well, it doesn't have to be him being the one losing clean. It could be whoever these mystery assailants are that cost them the title. There are a number of ways that they can continue to tell the story, but I'll say at least like the title change is possible.
And it is the 4-way tag match: the Young Bucks, the Guns, Orange Cassidy and Hook, and the Lucha Brothers. This should be excellent. I mean, I'm going to say that about a lot of the matches on this show. Like, this looks like a very stellar card on paper, and the winner gets a tag title shot anytime. Mm-hmm. This could be 2 a.m. somewhere.
And who are the
on being the elite?
So FTR are the tag titles. Tag champions. So it probably won't be Young Bucks. Lucha Bros and FTR have they had a bunch of matches?
This probably, you would think, sets up a. Could you see? I could see this being as quick as next Wednesday on the anniversary show, and you could do Cassidy and Hook against FTR on Dynamite.
Yeah,
or Collision. Like, you could do it on either. I mean, I could certainly see them turning around and doing this title match immediately. And Cassidy and Hook is honestly, you could go any way here. I'm with you. I don't see them going so quickly back to a Bucks match.
I don't see them going back to the Guns that quickly either. So I'm.
Are we totally discounting Aussie Open winning these tag titles on Sunday?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even remember that. So no, not at all. It's very possible that they win, but I still think Cassidy and Hook it would be my pick.
Christian Cage and Darby Allin, 2 out of 3 falls for the TNT Championship. Whether we have family members in attendance or not, that is to be debated.
Yeah. So somebody from Seattle or the Washington area is probably going to win. I'm willing to bet at least 2 out of the 3 members of the card are going to win. I don't know if it's going to be Darby. Again, like Darby with the TNT Championship at this point, I don't think gains him that much. Whereas Christian is just continuing to do great work right now with this title. So I think Christian retains.
Christian's great with this belt. I like it more with him with this title. And I think Danielson gets the big hometown win, because I could very well see Swerve and Darby losing on this show.
I could see Swerve winning, just because like he's doing so well. And again, I think there's enough room for a rematch with that program. Up next, we've got Kris Statlander and Julia Hart for the TBS title.
This is a big match for both of them. I think Kris Statlander has been a very good run with the TBS Championship. She got the best match out of Jade Cargill's career a few weeks ago. And I think that's going to be the task here, to get the best match out of Julia Hart that they've seen. Julia Hart's made improvements, but this is going to be, they are on a super loaded card, and you've got to be at your best on a stage like this.
I think you'll probably see her at her very best. And I think this will be a great gauge of seeing exactly how much she's improved over the past several months. And I think for Statlander, another chance to continue to, bolster what I think has been a really strong series of matches in this title run. So hope they do well. And then up next, we've got FTR versus Aussie Open for the AEW World Tag Team titles.
This was one of the best tag matches last year at Royal Quest. Man, I'm wondering how much time a lot of these matches are going to get, because I could see a bunch of these getting like 20, this being one of them. This is going to be incredible. I think this is going to be, this will be a contender for match of the night. And that's really saying something. Whatever ends up being match of the show on this card, that's going to be a hell of an accolade, because there's a lot of competition for for that, and this is one of them. Beyond perplexing that Jericho and Guevara beat Aussie Open in the lead up to this one, but I mean they're gonna have an awesome match, and I don't see a title change, but you can't rule it out either.
I don't think you can rule it out either, just because I think Aussie Open, I don't know if they can afford another like big loss like this. I mean, sure they can, of course, like they can be built up back up anytime, but they came in, I think, with a certain level of buzz that I certainly feel has started to dissipate, and having the titles put on them would definitely raise them back. Now, at the same time, are they strong enough of a presence right now on AEW to lead the division compared to FTR, who can, you know, continue to cut great promos? Have you even exhausted all the tag matches that you could do with FTR yet? I don't know if the answer to that is yes, but I'm guessing FTR retains if I had to pick. Let's go up next to Eddie Kingston versus Shibata for the ROH and New Japan Strong World Openweight Championship.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is Eddie Kingston's back against Katsuyori Shibata's everything.
Brain.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough body part to work over in this match. Yeah, I mean Shibata's title is not on the line here, and I mean
it's not going to be pure rules this one.
Yeah, it won't be pure rules. That would have been something for this match. I mean, the conventional wisdom here is Kingston retaining, although there is the part of like the Eddie Kingston story that would be so perfect that he achieves this big dream and instantly it's gone and he just goes from the super high to the super low immediately. But I don't see them beating Eddie Kingston so quickly after he just won these titles, and the fact that he's probably earmarked for that New Japan show in Vegas at the end of the month and makes a lot more sense to keep the belts on him.
Yeah, I if I was any indie promotion that had Eddie Kingston basically cancel on him on them, I'd be really pissed off if he dropped the title in, you know, just a few days. So I see this reign continuing, and I see this match being really great. You know, it's this show, without necessarily like involving too much New Japan talent, certainly has very much that crossover Forbidden Door type of appeal, just with all the, you know, former New Japan roster members that they have. So, and
I'm certain that as lengthy as this match card is, that, you know, Tony Khan has mentioned that members of the Inoki family will be in attendance, and I could certainly see them doing some kind of ceremony in the middle of the show, like a video, something for Inoki that the whole event has sort of been put together for.
And then we've got Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi versus Sammy Guevara, Will Ospreay, and Konosuke Takeshita.
This seems like they could certainly set this up where it's the heels getting the win that you could state needed a bit more at this point, and it could be Guevara pinning Jericho in this scenario. You have
who won at Allin?
At Allin, Ospreay beat Jericho.
Ospreay beat Jericho, and then among Takeshita and
Kenny lost in the tag match at All In, and then he lost in the singles match at All Out. So you could also argue like this is Kenny's turn for a win, but I wouldn't have him get that win over Takeshita. Certainly wouldn't have him pinning Ospreay in this scenario. And that leaves Guevara, who, man, he just lost to Jericho, and you're trying to establish him now. I think that there is I could see them certainly continuing this program of all these different alliances for some time after this, and the heels could get the win here.
I mean, I like the heels. You know, you're trying to establish the Callis family as a thing, and I think having Sammy beat Jericho, an injured Chris Jericho at that, I think makes a whole lot of sense. You know, just to continue to establish them. I don't think it's necessarily that important. If like, I don't see. Well, certainly you're going to get your Omega Ospreay interaction here, and maybe teases for the third match. I don't see any definitive pinning of either of them, but Sammy pinning Jericho, I think, is a logical.
That's a good, like, you know, that's another singles match you're going to, and you could do, you know, they're one apiece after this one, and you have the injuries to explain it as well.
Then we got Swerve versus Hangman Page.
Yeah, the atmosphere is going to be incredible for this one. I think the match is going to be tremendous, and you know, you're right. Swerve winning this is very viable, and man, you could catapult him as another MJF opponent. He has just delivered in so much this year. And yeah, this is another one. This is going to be outstanding match, and it's going to have a great reception as well, whether it's all pro Swerve and anti Hangman. I mean, it's going to be part of the appeal of this match as well. But yeah, you could certainly go the easy route and have Swerve win this and, reward this guy for what if this guy's been as consistent as they've come this year.
It's Swerve at his hometown, and it's the biggest match he's had since being in AEW. I think you need to elevate him to a bigger stage with a win like this. If anything, just to lead to a rematch where the hero can try to get revenge on the guy that he thought he was ready for and actually wasn't. So I would definitely pick Swerve to win.
It looks like a great card. I mean, this would have to be. I don't think there's a way that this could be a thumbs down show. I think it's literally impossible, but this is one of the deeper cards of the year. So that's happening on Sunday. And again, myself and John Cena will be live immediately after this show, which God knows what time we'll be live on Sunday night, but we will be going through this card. And then Saturday night, it will be Cena with Braden Harrington covering No Mercy as well.